Ciao and welcome to the week 10 of The Sweetest Kind of Death. And thank you for watching us on What's Cooking, Ari. We're delighted that this last 10 weeks have been a wonderful experience, not only for me, but I believe for the entirety of the fans who are watching. This week, we're discussing something very interesting, the illusion of discipline without joy. So the Westwood Rec Center, where I grew up playing basketball, when I first knew it, it was no temple of sport. It was a little shack on a wide piece of parkland, sitting in the shadow of the Los Angeles Federal Building. No gym, no pools, no polished floors. That first year, there weren't even courts. So we borrowed space. Basketball was played at Emerson Junior High School, my school. Emerson was where my world began to expand, not just in athletics, but also in music and in science, history, and, ironically, in business. It was here that I opened my first business, Bubble Bubble Inc. I even hand wrote business cards, and I had my dad print them for me. I would sell gum to my friends in school because our school had minimal options available for kids to snack on. It was where the teachers began to shape me and where I learned a lesson that would stay with me forever. Discipline without joy is hollow. So I wanted to play the saxophone. The sax was bold, brassy, loud, the instrument of a lion. Instead, I was handed a viola, quiet, humble, hidden in the middle voices of the orchestra. Not the instrument of a lion, but of a servant. At first, I hated it. I felt misplaced, tall and big for my age. I wanted a sound that roared, not strings that hummed. But my teacher, Mr. Landis, wouldn't let me pout. He taught me the discipline of learning something you didn't choose. And in that humility, I discovered something unexpected: joy. Joy in mastery, joy in sound, and joy in surprising myself. It wasn't the instrument that mattered, it was what I learned by surrendering to it. There were others as well. Mr. Paulson, my science teacher, who turned experiments into magic for us. Dr. Baum, a fierce and towering teacher, told me that the dumps on Mulholland Road, where his father once tossed garbage from the back of a pickup truck, were now $1 million estates. He taught me what looks worthless today can be priceless tomorrow. Dr. Baum, who layered history with perspective, showed me how the past is never really past. And all the while, we were wall-to-wall neighbors with the Mormon temple, towering, gleaming, mysterious. I admired it, and I also admired a great basketball player who was part of that church. His name was Doug Jarvis, one of Coach Steve and Jim's favorites. But I noticed something. I wasn't allowed to enter their church. That was my first taste of religious separation. Their God lived in a house that I couldn't visit. And yet, that didn't stop me from trying to play basketball with Doug and looking up to him, from learning discipline from my teachers, or from finding joy in strings and sweat or stories. So, when I look at the reflection or the mirror part of every story every week, here is the lesson that I learned for this week. We often chase discipline like a hammer, thinking it should pound us into shape. We think discipline means grinding or sacrificing or forcing ourselves through things that we hate. But discipline without joy is empty. It doesn't last. It becomes a cage. Joy doesn't mean it's easy. Playing the viola was humbling. Running drills on borrowed courts wasn't glamorous. Sitting outside a church you couldn't enter stung. But even in those spaces, joy was waiting in the sound of music, the rhythm of the ball, the kindness of the teachers, the laughter of the teammates. So discipline that endures is discipline tied to joy. So how do we frame love and my definition of it with discipline in this way? Leadership through stewardship. True leaders do not impose discipline. They nurture it, like Mr. Landis did for me. Love to me is opportunity through creativity. So discipline can be discovered in unexpected places. A viola instead of a saxophone, a borrowed court instead of a gleaming gym. Love to me is a vision that unites. Doug's excellence on the court didn't erase our differences. It showed me that vision can unite when institutions divide. And ultimately, love to me is empowerment, which leads to enrichment. So discipline enriched me when it gave me joy. Without joy, empowerment becomes exhaustion. And in the bank of time and trust, joy is simply the interest on discipline. Without it, your deposits dry up. With it, they multiply. So here is your mirror. Where in your life are you practicing discipline without joy? Where are you grinding because you think you should, instead of finding the spark that makes it sustainable? Discipline is not meant to be punishment. It's meant to be practice. And practice at its best has play in it. So here is your kill move for this week. Step 1. I want you to identify one area of your life where discipline feels heavy, lifeless, or joyless. Step 2. Ask yourself, where is the joy hiding in this? Is it in the progress? Is it in the community? Or in the creativity? Step 3, within hopefully 48 hours, re-engage that discipline with joy. Add music to your workout if you can't work out. Bring play to your practice if you're not finding joy and enjoyment in it. Invite someone to do something with you that is being tough for you to do by yourself. Step 4, I want you to record this as a deposit in your bank of time and trust. Because joy makes discipline sustainable. And I will leave you with the candle of this week. Discipline with joy is devotion. Discipline without joy is decay. Enjoy this week. Appreciate you. Ciao, and we'll see you next week.